Hello and welcome to another episode of All Code Sucks. In this one, we're actually going to be showing off something that I think is good TM, trust, despite it really being a head-scratching WTF. But anyway, let's jump into it. All right, I've pre-written the code for this one because it needs a lot of typing and symbols and stuff, so you're just going to have to soak it in for a little bit. But this is similar to a piece of code that I found in production. This is, of course, unrelated to the original one. I've written a small little command line tool here, which takes in a repo, then runs a subprocess command, to clone that, and then does nothing else. So if we run this, for instance, you can see, well, I've ran it above, spoilers. If we rerun it again, you'll see that it quietly clones this repo, and then there's a repo there. Anyway, the script works, it's fine. The weird thing about this is these splat lines here. So this is the star operator takes an iterable and it folds it into the parent iterable. If you've worked in JavaScript, they usually call this spread. I guess you can call it spread in Python too. I don't know that it has an official name. I like splat because it sounds funny. But if you look at how this executes, if you have a list, list literal, you can put another list splatted into that list literal. So if we do 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, you can see that this just folds it into the parent literal. So looking at the code here, there is a tuple literal here, and then there's a bunch of tuples that get folded into it. You'll note if I remove the splatting by getting rid of these extra parentheses. Oh, shoot. Try to be too clever. Could have done this with regex, but alas, we'll do it this way. If we remove the parentheses, the code works the same, does the same thing here. So if we delete this repo and then rerun this script here, you'll notice that it still succeeds. So the question then becomes, why would somebody do this? And the hint is actually in the double quotes here. If you follow the channel, I don't use double quotes. The reason that people have done this is they have hooked up Black. And this is what Black would format the file to if it didn't have those star splats on it. It'll format a long tuple literal to have 1 argument per line. And I and the author that wrote that weird splatting code agree that this is much less readable than the alternative. So if you were to put star splat around this, Black will leave that alone. So if you have an argument with a key and a value in a subprocess call, this is kind of a nifty little thing to tell Black to not do this. Now you could also use format off and format on, but I don't know. This is clever. And I think it's also kind of cool. Anyway, hope you found that fun, and I'll see you in the next one.